Alright, what is up, party people? Again, this is actually my second attempt at this video. I have actually, the first time I went through, I actually realized that I accidentally deleted all the video clip that I had. So I've actually had to pretty much delete that save file and start a whole new save file and just had to speed run through this. So some of the stuff that we do see will be here, some of the stuff might not. But I'm going to try my best to keep quiet during the cutscenes if we can. But if not, then I don't know.
Could be. We'll never know by staying here.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows?
Now, of course, you know, they're talking about like, oh, cool, awesome, we're gonna get a raft and get out of here. Oddly enough, a little bit of exposition. Riku hates being on this little small world, and he just feels like he has a bigger purpose than just being here on this little small island. And you can't really blame him, but that's just kind of, you know, the character that he has. And Kairi, oddly enough, is actually not from this world, which is weird. It's kind of what I guess what piqued Riku's interest about going out to other worlds and everything like that. But Riku essentially, her world kind of disappeared, and now she's actually here on the island is more of like kind of like her new home, and she lives from I think with the mayor of the town. When she became the mayor of the town, she became very fast friends with Riku and Sora. And while Riku, I guess, considers her a friend, Sora considers her more of kind of like a girlfriend.
So let's go.
And
you've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know if they both kind of consider themselves kind of like they both love each other, but they don't know if they do or they don't or what.
You're welcome.
But oddly enough, the voice acting actually in this series is actually really great. The one thing is Sora is actually voiced by Haley Joel Osment, and Riku is actually voiced. I can't remember the actor's name. I looked it up and just totally forgot it. But he's actually a very fairly famous actor from a TV show called The OC. You can actually you can probably look him up, and you'll see him and you'll be like, oh, I've seen that dude before. Oh yeah, totally. Said what I'm going to try to do is probably talk a little bit too much of the cutscenes, but I'm going to do my best this time to actually try and keep quiet through the cutscenes and maybe give them a little bit more of an exposition as to so y'all can actually pay attention more to the story, because this is not really meant to be a skill playthrough or anything like that. This is just meant to be a story playthrough. Like I said earlier, I think in the first part of the video, the big thing about the series was actually that it was kind of like a weird Disney RPG. That we see a good about like a 1/3 mix of Disney, Final Fantasy, and actually just kind of what the big mix is. You can even see kind of like the influences between like Sora and Riku and Kairi to being more like Final Fantasy-esque characters. You can definitely see the Square Enix feel on them. If you've seen a Final Fantasy game, you can definitely tell that's what the feel is. Yeah, that's actually kind of more what the feel is kind of like, you know, you can see Sora and Riku and see them be like, oh, those guys would totally be like main characters of their own Final Fantasy series, or even side characters or even party members. Yep, so that's actually a weird thing is they're making a big emphasis on Donald and Goofy because of the fact that later on in the series they actually are they're actually your first two party members. And Goofy, of course, is kind of more like your tank slash damage per second, and Donald's kind of more of like your healer slash support mage, kind of. If Donald actually would learn how to heal. So you have played the game and know exactly what I'm talking about, that Donald doesn't heal as much as he should, but you know, whatever. I've even put the game multiple times kind of like on a constant heal, because you can go into the options, kind of change it up and change it around and fix it, and that's it. Alright, now we're actually in the second part of the second part. Now the second part of this is we've got the stuff for the raft. Now we need provisions for the raft. Alright, so for the raft, what we're gonna need is we're gonna need a seashell, gonna need a mushroom, and gonna need water, gonna need all of that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is making the run real quick to try and get all the stuff as fast as possible. Again, this is the second run through. This is 4 or 5 in the morning, guys, and I've been editing this for who knows how long. There's one editing skip I've tried to fix multiple times and I cannot get it, but I'll maybe figure it out. This is just not the best editing software. Alright, cool. So we do have some more exposition, kind of more around the time when Kyrie first moved here. Kyrie, again, kind of seems, again, more like, you know, she loves Sora and Sora loves her. Oh, isn't that sweet? He actually does want to give her the Palpu fruit.
Well, who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
Is it him?
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm not going to say who that is. I've probably said too much now, but
Tied
we'll figure that out later.
Darkness.
Him? Honestly,
Soon
that's a
to
good
be
question. I don't even know if we
completely
figured out who he is in this game. It's actually a really good question. Okay,
Whoever you
so the
are,
big thing
stop
is
freaking me
he's
out
actually
like
there
this.
to go visit the
Huh?
keyhole of the world.
Where did you
That
come from?
probably sounds kind of stupid when I say it, but the keyhole of the world is more kind of like the
Lies
connection to the
beyond the door.
heart of the world. And the keyhole
So we're from
slash
another
heart of the world
world.
is actually behind that door, I
There is
guess.
so very much to learn.
I think so, I don't, I'm kind of iffy on that one.
Understand so
But-
little.
Oh,
But
yeah?
he's kind of talking to him
Well,
because
you'll
he's,
see. I'm gonna get out and learn what's
because,
out there.
I mean, Sora's ambitious, he wants to get out there and learn what's out there in the world, what's his reason to be out here, why is he there, you know. He's just tired of living the same day-to-day life. And this guy has been there, seen it all, done it all. But are his intentions good or bad? We do know, but not till later. This is also one of the big gripes I've actually had with the series. Because oddly enough, this is the one game series where it's on every platform. Why it's on every platform, I don't know. You got it on cell phones, you got it on 3DS. We've got it on every single thing except for Xbox, because, you know, fuck Xbox. But, you know, one thing that is just, I guess we don't really know who he is until we get to the 3DS games, I guess. Huh. If anyone actually does know kind of, you know, an idea of who he is, and if we actually do find out about him in the games, then yeah. If not, then or find him out in this game, then please let me know in the comments below. If not, then I'll go ahead and say it maybe in the next part of the video. But either way, what we're trying to do right now is we're gathering actually the provisions for the raft. The whole thing about actually getting the provisions for the raft is that they don't know how long they're going to be on, so we're going to get some food and everything gathered to make sure that they have enough food, water, supplies, and everything like that to get to the end. Now, oddly enough, get used to seeing this ramp because you're probably going to be seeing it a lot in the next couple minutes. That's my only other big gripe with the series is that the camera is just so fidgety. Oh god. If I could just, I don't know. The camera's weird. So oddly enough, a lot of Japanese games, a couple years ago, there was actually a poll made where a lot of games, kind of like Resident Evil 4 that came out, a bunch of people in the Japanese poll, it actually said, what do you like more? Do you like more controlling the camera or a camera that's locked behind you? So if you notice, a lot of games that do come out from Japan, they actually give you the option to change the camera instead of most games. They give you free control. Or most of them are more kind of like, I'd rather have the free control and everything like that. Sorry about speeding through. At this point, this is probably my 3rd or 4th time actually running through this one area. So I was getting a little annoyed at the fact that just, you know, getting over the fact of just going this so many times and so many runs. It was just getting on my nerves. Now, I've decided to name us. This is the name of our raft. Our raft is going to be the greatest name of all time. The DICKBUTT. Yes, the SS DICKBUTT. We can do this. The DICKBUTT. It is the boat. It is the raft that will pierce the heavens. That is right. I said it. I went there. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Alright, cool. So, what we're going to have to do is actually win this race with Riku. When you win the race, you do get a little bit of a surprise. If not, then whatever.
Deal?
But,
the winner gets to share a Palpu with Kairi.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, on my count.
Okay, so while we're doing this race, we're going to try and talk about this. I'll see if I can win this race while doing the voiceover. It's going to be a little hard. Like I said, the voice actor for Sora, if I'm right, I think I've said it before, is Haley Joel Osment, who's very famous, you know, for movies kind of like The Sixth Sense and I think AI. But the female voice actress actually for Kairi, that's actually my bigger name that you actually might know. That's actually Hayden Panettiere, who's more famous for being on shows kind of like more like Heroes and Nashville. And this was very early kind of in her career. I think she was still doing Disney Channel movies at this time. Damn it. Man, this is actually hard to do, doing both at the same time. Wow. Alright, cool. So, like I said, this is early in her career. She was doing Disney Channel movies, stuff like that. And, of course, now, if you guys have noticed it or not, the guy that we saw that was in the cloak, the nice brown cloak, is more importantly the most beautiful man in the world, Billy Zane. Best friends with Derek Zoolander, you know, I've got him on speed dial. As every amazing, beautiful man should. But, as we also know, that, Billy Zane, as much as I'll talk about how great Billy Zane is, we do know about the fact that he kind of hasn't really had work in the past couple of years. Which is weird because this is probably around the time Zoolander was coming out, so he's probably toward the middle to end of his career, I guess. I mean, his career's still going on. I have not looked up what he's done, or done since this, but oh well, you know, it happens. But yeah, what we're doing right now, and this is about the time where the weird edited, I think the edit's gonna come in right here. Yes. What it did edit through was actually a whole bunch of awkward grinding off screen. What it actually was the trees that you hit drop the coconuts, and when you drop, you gotta hit them to drop the coconut.
You know,
and a lot of times the trees will have problems dropping.
What do you mean?
So what I did was I went back there to try and hit the trees there, because I always forget that there's trees just right in front of her that you can hit. Just went to go hit those, and
let's take the raft and go. Just the two of us. Huh?
Found out. Okay, that was a lot faster. Okay, cool.
What's
so I'm gonna try and be quiet for this. Maybe y'all can hear this.
You're the one that's changed, Kairi. Maybe. You know, I was a little afraid at first, but now I'm ready. No matter where I go or what I see, I know I can always come back here. Right? Yeah, of course. That's good. Sora, don't ever change. Huh? I just can't wait. Once we set sail, it'll be great.
Well, that whole setting and everything like that, that is kind of romantic. Alright, so this is King Mickey's address to Donald and Goofy, kind of let him know that why he's left. That essentially the worlds are being covered in darkness and they're disappearing, and he's going to figure out what's going on and why they're disappearing. Because he's kind of taken this into his own leave and control, that he believes he, you know, he's the one that should do this and should, you know, look into it. That's right, great job, Mickey, being a real man. Yeah, Just go ahead and just pawn your problems off.
What does this mean? It means...
Alright, now what we see here is actually Dawn and Goofy kind of telling Minnie and Daisy that they're going to go out and try to find King Mickey. That's King Mickey's orders that they're going to go find him.
Thank you.
That, you know, they're going to have to go figure out where he is and where he's at, and we're going to bring him home.
Of course. You be careful now, both of you.
Oh, and to chronicle your travels, he will accompany you.
Over here! Cricket's the name. Jiminy Cricket at your service.
That's right, we got our good, our great pal. If y'all know who he is, great for you. That is actually Jiminy Cricket, right? Yeah, he's gonna be our conscience on this trip. Goofy, you coward. All right, cool. So Jiminy's actually gonna follow us on this trip because also kind of like all the other ones, we're gonna see random Disney characters just kind of out of place in the world because their world has also been taken by the darkness. And this happens quite a bit in the series. We're gonna see other characters that don't really kind of belong in the world that they're at, but you know, it happens. And that's how I think we get a bunch of Final Fantasy characters to cross over because their land has been taken over. But onwards and upwards, I guess. Right, so we're going through also is, again, we've seen Jiminy Cricket. If I'm saying that name wrong, guys, please let me know in the comments below. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but I really do feel like I'm saying it wrong. If I'm right, please, again, I don't know. Alright, cool. Enough for the down, let's get up. What we're going to do now is we see our Gummy Ship. Gummy Ship is another big part of this game that we've not got to yet. The Gummy Ship is more kind of like our shmup sequences in the game. Again, a shmup, if you don't know what that is, it's a shoot 'em up. So shmup, again, we're going to use the Gummy Ship on kind of a really bad shmup sequence. And I feel like the Gummy Ship is kind of a... I'm probably going to get flack for this from people hearing it, but I feel like it's also kind of the worst parts of the game. That I feel like there's probably should have been some more work done into the whole Gummy Ship sequence. But I feel like it's alright, it's just... After, I don't know, the second or third time doing it, just gets kind of boring. But we've also seen too, oddly enough, we've seen Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale, of course, are going to be our navigators and kind of tell us exactly where the worlds are, where things like that, and where we're going to go. Let's rock it. That's right, just twist, guys. Bet you didn't see that coming. Alright, so here's the weird part. They actually have a really good design for this world. You don't build it in this game. That is a little weird. There might be... Maybe there's a mod somewhere. I've not looked it up. There's maybe a mod somewhere to try and maybe go to that world in this game. But I feel like there's a lot of assets and stuff that's done in that you won't even get to see for another two, 3 more games.
I just can't wait.
Alright, so this is also my first complaint about this game.
Great.
In just a couple more seconds.
A storm?
Oh no! The raft!
Sora! Dinner's ready! Come on down! Sora?
That's my only complaint. Or not my first main complaint about the series. Is that they have parents. Sora and Riku have parents. And they just left in the middle of the night and decided that one day they were just going to go travel to this whole new world. And travel and just leave without a word of anything to their parents.
And Kyrie's.
And I'll say this, if they were my kid, I would have beaten their ass so bad. Alright, so... Yes, I kind of sit here for a minute because I'm just kind of like, alright, cool, just kind of get my bearings back and everything. So, I'm kind of running past all these Heartless because you can't do anything to them. You really can't. They're just kind of sitting there. With the wooden sword, you can't do no damage to them. It's just better just to run past them and just go to our next cutscene.
Where's Kyrie?
So what we have is Riku.
The door
Riku's, you know, kind of.
is open.
What?
What has he done?
The door is open, Sora.
What have you done,
Now
Riku?
we can go to
You
the
tell me
outside
now.
world.
What are you talking about? We've got to find Kyrie.
Okay, what
Kyrie's
he's actually
coming
done
with
is
us.
he's, in a way,
Once
kind
we
of
step through, We might not be able to come
back.
back.
Kind of made a deal with the devil, not literally, but just figuratively.
There's no turning back.
Made a deal with the devil. He's like, I'm tired. I don't think the rap is going to work. We're just going to do this the right thing, the right way.
Stop us.
And open this world.
I'm not afraid of the darkness.
Darkness is what we need. It's what should happen. It is our only friends.
Riku.
Again, this is another good parallel, I think, kind of in the series where we kind of see the way these two characters interact, where you see Sora as kind of like a kid who just wants to keep his friend from walking in the dark path, and Riku, no matter what, feels like no matter how dark it is, as long as I feel like I'm doing the right thing, it's the right thing to do. That I don't care what the side effects are, what it does to me, as long as it gets everything done, then I'll do what it takes. Like we can tell, he's willing immediately just to destroy his world and everything like that just to get off this planet. Or get off this world, get off Destiny Islands, I don't know. We should have... I wish there's a little bit more of kind of like a... what if to like, what his home life was to figure out like... kind of like, what is so bad for him that he actually wants to leave this world and go somewhere else. Right, as you can see, I've kind of... again, this is more for just kind of a story playthrough, not a skill playthrough, so if there is any grinding levels or anything like that, I'll try, like I said in the first video, I'm going to try and... I don't know, I'm going to try and maybe do some levels off screen, do stuff like that.
Kairi! Sora...
And also in this, we've also realized that this has done something to Kairi. Oh no. The world. The world is gone. Oh no. And here's this asshole. Again. Alright. So, this is a guy that's gonna show up a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean he shows up a lot. I don't know if he's just a top tier Heartless or not, but we're gonna see him a lot. Maybe we're probably 9-10 games into the series, and he still shows up a lot. But, you know, I guess it happens, I don't know. Anyways, enough for the downer, let's go. Now, this is kind of just the only real way at this point is to kind of get him, is just, you know, just kind of working with him. Heartless, I don't know if I've actually said before, but Heartless are kind of like, through the shadows of this world. They're actually run by kind of a separate entity, usually. What they usually do is when they attack people, they usually take over the darkness of their hearts. Dropping super hard. Wow. Okay. So the big thing is they're just, whenever they go to attack someone, they take the darkness of their hearts and they then turn into a heartless themselves.
Oh. Oh. Look! A star's going out! Come on, let's hurry!
Like you said, there's a star going out, and by the star going out, that means it's another world that's being developed in darkness. More than likely, Destiny Islands. Just from the timing and everything like that, it kind of makes sense that it's Destiny Islands, it's gone, and not any other worlds that we know of yet. Honestly, the only two worlds we know of is actually kind of Disney Castle and Destiny Islands, I guess. Wow, huh. But,
you know, I bet you that,
yeah, alright, cool. So this is kind of where I'm gonna start cutting it off here.
Come on, Pluto!
Where I'm gonna start cutting off the video, and we're gonna work and go to the first save area that we see. Again, if you guys watch this video, thanks again for watching. Any support is not liked or needed. Again, any videos you want to see or anything, comment below. Send me a video, message, anything like that, and I'll work on the video immediately. And I've actually got some coming up possibly in the next few days, is working on an Injustice video. Trying to find a way to get multiple people's voice chats in other places. Maybe go through Skype, Discord, something like that to try and get a couple people. Because I feel like someone like going through an Injustice story playthrough would be a lot better with more than one person.
Hey!
Especially this one, but honestly, there's not enough people that I know that do have any Kingdom Hearts knowledge. I barely have any, and I've played through most of the games. Alright, this is our first world. This is Traverse Town. Traverse Town. The dark, seedy underbelly of the world's so dark, so seedy. Probably go around the corner and find a prostitute, no problem. But this is where I'm gonna cut out the video. Again, try and give me as many views as possible. If I was somewhat informative to you or any way at all, please let me know. And again, this is the end of the video, so this is Slatin here again, and I'm gonna be signing out now.